But first, I'll get to the latest evidence of the Albanese governor's lying to you about the ISIS bride. I mean, lying. But there is something that really needs to be cleared up, because here we go again. Another pile-on. A piling on to Pauline Hanson by politicians and commentators panicking at her growing support. It's a pile-on based on a lie, or at best a verbling of the One Nation leader, that Pauline Hanson told you there were no good Muslims. That's how the ABC certainly reported what Hanson supposedly said on Sky News 2 nights ago.
She's asserted that there are, quote, no good Muslims.
You heard it. The ABC said it was a direct quote of Hanson. No good Muslims, which I'll show you is not a quote of what she said at all. But who cares? That indeed is how former Labor leader Bill Shorten's chief of staff reported it too.
Some pretty inflammatory words from Pauline Hanson, saying there are no good Muslims.
And cue the outrage from every party threatened by One Nation, Labor, the Liberals and the Nationals.
Pauline Hanson will always promote division.
You can put hate in someone's heart with that kind of racist demagoguery.
And I think these remarks from One Nation are absolutely disgusting.
She's not fit to lead a major political party.
Now, I said last night that Hanson had spoken badly and gone too far, and I stand by that. But if she really said that there were no good Muslims, I would not tonight be defending her, because that statement would be a lie. I mean, it's plain nasty. No good Muslims. I mean, what a joke. That's completely false. But this, in fact, is what Hanson did say.
I've got no time for the radical Islam. Their religion concerns me, because what it says in the Quran, they hate Westerners, and that's what it's all about. You say, oh, well, there's good Muslims out there. Well, I'm sorry. How can you tell me there are good Muslims?
I agree, very clumsily expressed. And you may say, what is the difference here? No good Muslims, or how can you tell me there are good Muslims? You may say subtle difference. I say big difference, certainly in Hanson's intent. First, let's get something clear, that in the very same interview, a minute later, Hanson agreed she didn't actually mean there were no good Muslims.
I mean, there are a lot of moderate Muslims in Australia who are, as you put it, good Muslims. But I think we can agree that radical extremist Islam that doesn't support Australian values has no place here. I just want to pick up on...
Correct, she said. And last night, Hanson again said she had in fact been talking about radical Islam, not all Muslims.
What I was talking about was radical Islam.
Yes, everybody's opposed to...
Look at my comments prior to that.
Yep,
radical Islam, and then when Shari called up and pulled it up, and I said, yes, it is about the radical Islam that we have in the country.
Yep. Pauline, I don't want us to talk over...
She pulled me up and she said that, and I referred to that.
Yep.
Okay? If there is a person out there who is a Muslim and does not support Sharia law, female circumcision, child marriages, who do not support our culture, our way of life and our laws, then I apologise to you if my comment has offended you.
Again, you can rightly criticise that apology for being sort of too grudging, but I'm not hair-splitting in making the distinction here. What Hanson was trying to say, and I'm certain, is that how can you tell who's a good Muslim? How can you be sure when you let them in? After all, who could have guessed that the older of the 2 alleged Bondi murderers would become a Jew-killing Islamic State follower when we let him in from India? Who would have predicted that some 250 Muslims that we let in would, either them or their children or grandchildren, later go to Syria to join the Islamic State? Who would have predicted that 5 Muslim refugees we let in would then shoot and stab Australians here? People like Manmonis from the Lind Cafe siege, or Farhad Jabbar, an Iranian refugee who killed a police accountant, and Hassan Khalif, who stabbed to death a Melbourne restaurateur. You tell me how you can tell who'd be good and who'll be bad. Now, it's absolutely correct. Who can predict how any of us turn out, right? But here the problem is the teachings of the Quran. Every terrorist group I've studied, including Hamas and the Islamic State and Al-Qaeda, they quote from Islam's sacred texts to justify killing unbelievers, to justify fighting jihad, hating Jews, some even justifying enslaving women taken in battle. I showed you a Quranic passage a couple of nights ago. Indeed, one of the 2 British men jailed for life last Friday for plotting to kill Jews in Manchester has contempt for Muslims who don't also kill.
Are you a supporter of ISIS?
Do you want to answer? Yes.
You are?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
No, I don't tell you anything. They are Muslim. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, they are Muslim.
What is it about them that you support?
They are Muslim. They make Sharia. Yeah, they make Sharia.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there a difference between ISIS and some other people who say they're Muslims?
Yeah, they're all Muslims. They are hypocrites.
Now, this is the point that Hanson was trying to make on Tuesday and tried again on Sky last night with more clarity when host Chris Kenny insisted there were many good Muslims, as indeed there are.
Can you guarantee it? When we've got 18,000 people on Asia watch list, who do I know who these people are?
So how do you know? How does the Prime Minister know which of the 33 Islamic State women and children he's allowing to come back in will turn out good or turn out bad? Now, fine, criticise Hanson for how she said all this, but let's not have another great big shut-up of her and the millions of Australians she now speaks for. You know, shut up asking these difficult questions, shut up pointing out these dangers that so many of our elite don't want to see.